Okay, this is a New York sports story with Brandon and Chaz.
I made it.
All right.
Right at the 8 o'clock mark, I clocked in.
Very nice. Very nice. Okay.
Ah,
So the episode is called WrestleMania Weekend Gone Wild. Oh my God.
wild is an understatement.
Exactly. I couldn't find another adjective, brother. I, I mean, 14 matches. It was absolute insanity. I mean, it was one of the
Was.
better. It was definitely one of the better ones, I think. But I guess, and we'll get to the reason I think most of us don't like the ending.
I mean, I didn't have a problem with the ending.
Didn't have a problem with it.
No way.
Yeah, I got it on right now. At least I'm just watching. They're doing the promo. They're doing a preview of everything. I guess they talked about it today on a bunch of different news broadcasts. I am curious to watch the Pat McAfee 12 o'clock thing. I have that on tape usually, and it's supposed to be Cody Rhodes, not Cody Rhodes, John Cena and the manager. It's now Seth Rollins' manager. Was supposed to be on today, so
Oh yeah.
it was a big ruckus with everything going on. You know, oh yeah, they're showing Stone Cold. Yeah, he had a very tiny bit of part of that, whole show.
Yeah.
But let's talk first, like I said, because this was a big thing that happened worldwide. Pope Francis, the first non-European pontiff in nearly 1,300 years and one of the oldest popes in the church's history, has died, the Vatican announced. So I have an article from CNN. Francis's death was announced on Monday by Cardinal Kevin Farrell, the Vatican I'm gonna get this name right. Carmelengo. The Carmelengo apparently is, I looked it up. It's the person who's in charge until a new pontiff is founded or is elected. So Cardinal Kevin Farrell will be in charge. He's actually an Irish-born cardinal, but it was a naturalized American and became the Bishop of Dallas for a while. So that's who Kevin Farrell is, or Cardinal Kevin Farrell is. He wrote, "Dear brothers and sisters, with deep sorrow, I must announce the death of our Holy Father Francis. After the Pope's funeral in 9 days of mourning." So there's the Pope's funeral and 9 days of mourning in the Catholic religion. Something I'm relearning in a lot of my Catholic religion, that I've had now, this is the third or fourth Pope that has died in my lifetime. So
wasn't that also Greek mythology, if I'm not mistaken?
possibly, very possibly. Very possibly. I don't know that much into it, so but yeah. So I'm curious where this will go. Like this will be definitely big news going over the next couple of weeks to who the next pope is. This pope was actually very. He wasn't conservative, but he wasn't very liberal. He was open to everything. Like the last pope who just died in 2022, he died after leaving the papalship. He died in 2022, but he was very conservative. Like there was a movie about those two. I'm not sure. Did you see it? It was on, I think, Amazon. Don't give me. I don't. Yeah, I don't know the name of it. It was two big name people. Yeah, two big name people that actually were played both popes, and a very interesting movie. It showed the end of the one pope and the beginning of Father Francis. It was truly a very interesting movie. If you find it on Amazon, you guys catch it.
It's too hot.
Yeah. So okay, so this typically takes place between 2 and 3 weeks for a pope to be chosen. So obviously, most of us know. Maybe you do know as well, Brandon, that they go into a conclave and they vote, and then and there was a movie about that too, which I've yet to see, and that was more of a fictional movie, but they go into this conclave, they vote, and it could go for weeks. I mean, sometimes they just don't.
Right.
Now that hasn't happened in recent memory, but like Pope John Paul II, I believe, was within a week. You know, these other two were also very, very quickly. That tended to be more the earlier part of the church that everybody forgets about because it was so far long ago.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I mean, I remember, if I'm not mistaken, I think once they choose a pope, I think they ring a bell or light a flame or something like that.
They put a fire into the chimney area that they do. It's supposed to come out white smoke. Now, after every vote, if they don't have a pontiff yet, it comes up black smoke. So after when every vote goes on.
Right.
So, and in 2025,
and then it's how many votes is there?
As long as it has to. I mean, it could go in two. I don't think I've ever heard it go in one. But I've the least amount, and I honestly, I'd love to get a religious person on here to actually give me this answer. I think it's like the minimum amount was like 3, like that in most modern times anyway.
3 votes.
3 votes. Yeah, that's my thought. I mean, you could probably.
I thought it was like 12.
Yeah, well, that tends to. I think the average is probably 8 to 9.
Okay.
Over the last whatever. I'd say modern era too. There was popes all the way through 1900 that were probably the same thing. I mean, it was just a different era of Catholicism. So
yeah.
I'm seeing a lot more pictures than I am seeing articles of what is going to go on. So
I just want to give a shout out to the Yankees. Thank you for messing up my parlay early. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I was watching the game and then Clark Schmidt just screwed everything up, and I have Clark Schmidt on my fantasy team. So
I remember you saying that. Yeah, but at the same time, our bats aren't clicking like they should.
No, especially not. Yeah, that Cleveland, they can get hot. They truly can.
Always. It's hit and miss with them. I mean, they do it every year to us in the playoffs too.
Yeah, that's a good team. All right,
Dominguez just hit a 1-run, 2-run homer.
Okay, yeah, you keep me updated on Yankees. I'm watching wrestling right now, and Cena's in the ring. He hasn't talked yet, but he didn't bring Travis Scott either. So,
what up?
Speaking of that, let's talk about WrestleMania 41. The match, 14 matches. Most of them were stellar. Would you agree? I mean, yeah. I think easy 10 out of the 14 were A's or B's. It
kind of gave me a sense of nostalgia watching WrestleMania again.
Did it?
Honestly, it was very entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I thought so. Every Sunday match was entertaining. I say the least. If I had to say the least entertaining match, probably was the Cody Rhodes John Cena was the least entertaining. If I had to pick the least entertaining,
yeah, looking at it, probably is even Randy Orton with the the who he was gonna wrestle.
Yeah,
that was interesting. Who was coming?
But that was very interesting, and of course, RKO. I mean, I text you. I said, yeah RKO.
Well, okay, John Cena is roaming the ring. It's dark. It's only the ring is lit up right now. He asked the announcer to come in, then he stopped him. So the crowd is chanting, "Let's go, Cena! Cena sucks." Okay, I have the ad lib, the words up so I could see something.
Okay.
But yeah, so Cena's being real, and we'll get to it. So it's starting with John Cena defeating Cody Rhodes for the Undisputed Championship. Start with that first. My opinion, I think Brandon said it right. I think it was the worst of the 7, but
Yeah.
It wasn't because it was not because of the end result.
No.
Yeah, I think Travis Scott, being part of this, like it kind of burns me. And I'm a Cena fan. He's one of
That
my
was the
top.
highlight of the match.
Yeah. Oh, you
Travis
think?
Scott. Travis Scott coming in and stopping the ref from Cody Rhodes' 3 count, which Cena could have kicked out of possibly, but didn't.
But like I said, for Cena fan like me, and there was a bunch of them, and I think Bruno might be like that too. But he's a little
I'm
more
a Cena
hardcore.
fan.
But like 16 championships, hustle, loyalty, respect.
But you gotta respect the heel form of it now. The lying, the cheating, he played the heel as perfect as it gets.
That I get. That I can respect that. It's just it's a little sick. I mean, like I want to see where this goes. That's why I almost didn't do this tonight. Like I almost wanted to watch it and then report, but Tuesdays are a little iffy up for me too.
Right.
So Tuesday was kind of hard, but yeah, I mean the match wasn't great. It was slow, and I think
that was very slow pace.
That was to John Cena's, benefit. Like normally, like John, and I think one of the announcers basically said it right that the old John Cena would not have been in this role of slow and surreal.
No, so, not at all.
So I'm curious how this goes, and I'm sure it'll pop up at some point because did you watch the end post credits, not credits, post credits, but the interviews at the end?
I did not.
See, I did. And
at that time, I think I switched back over to basketball.
Okay, so I did, and Cena said something that it was very. I mean, he was really sticking with this heel. Yeah, he got asked 4 questions. He got asked 4 questions. Every answer. Oh, that's a clickbait question. I'm not going to answer that. Oh, that's a clickbait question. I'm not going to answer that. 4 times he said that. Yeah. I'm like, and one was a 10-year-old kid who asked him a question. So he's really sticking to this, heel, and that's fine. But I'm curious where this goes because he did say before he left, and Triple H after refuted hopefully what he said. He said he's going to ruin wrestling. So
is he?
He's not doing it now. He's getting a little testy with
because from what I heard last night, they love the heel. They love the heel version of John Cena just as much as they love.
It's funny how it's still the you suck Cena. Let's go Cena. It's funny how that is still around. Like it's just not you suck Cena. So I definitely find that interesting. But looking at it now, he's still just pontificating and walking around. So it is what it is. So now Cena's the champ. We'll see what number 17. He's now past Ric Flair, which I can imagine Ric Flair he's probably least happy about this. But
especially I could see how with the heel and all him being the heel.
Oh,
all that,
I suspect Cody gets it back, but I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I do suspect that Cody does get this back.
Yeah.
Now, let's go to the next one that we got on there. I think we've talked Cena, Cody Rhodes out. Io Sky comes into a triple threat match against Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair. I will disagree on the surprisingly, and I'll tell you why. They said this in the beginning of the match, and I didn't take into account until she actually won the match. She's 4-0 in triple threat matches.
Oh,
I thought that they'd have her lose her first one. That's what I really thought. When they said that, I'm like, and then out of the blue at the end of that match, she jumps off as Bianca's on top of Rhea, or is it Rhea on top of Bianca? I forget which.
Who do we have going? Bianca winning that, right?
Let's see.
I know I had Bianca. I think.
Let's go to that sheet. So you had Cena. You're up on me on 1-0. We both had Bianca.
Okay.
And EO won, so we lost that one.
And retains the women's
she
WWE
retains WWE Women's. Go figure. That was an insane match. Like,
yeah,
that was one of the top three. There's no. I mean,
it could have went. It could have went either. It could have went to either three of them.
That's debatable. So, that's one of the three that could be top three, honestly. And I love Io Sky as a champion, but it's now I almost want Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair to team up and go for a tag team title, because they'd be a disaster of a team to try to go after.
Well, I didn't see Becky Lynch and
we'll get to that. We'll get to that. Oh my God, we will get to that. Okay, so next, I thought this was the best match. Like, it was hands down Saturday going into Sunday. I thought this was the best. Seth freaking Rollins cashes in his favor with Paul Heyman to flip both on CM Punk and Roman Reigns, and it was very interesting. Like, you really thought. I thought CM Punk was winning when Paul Heyman gave him the chair, but then he gets in the ring, and I tell you, as soon as he got in the ring, I'm like, oh no! I said, Paul Heyman in the ring, that's not good for CM Punk.
Yeah,
and then he obviously did what he did, but then the same thing with Roman, and he extended it. Like, he points out Seth, he says to get him, but then he does. Then he goes behind him, but it's Roman that pushes him behind him. And then he does it again. And then all you see is him get the chair. They're both on the ground, and Seth is like just waiting. Like, he knew this was happening, Yeah. It was very, very interesting. So, I mean, you saw this.
What do you think? For Roman. I mean, it sucks for Roman and CM Punk, but I honestly thought Roman Reigns was going to come out of top just because of Paul Heyman.
Well, I think you had Roman, right?
I believe I did have Roman,
and I had Punk, so we both lost that one.
Damn you said.
Well, that's the script. That's the way it went. I tell you that to me, that makes that number one and EO number two. But. I mean, this one wasn't bad either, but this might be 4. Tiffany Stratton retains her WWE Women's Champion. There was more people that was, I think, if I'm correct, more people that were new champions in this WrestleMania than there were retaining. Tiffany was one. I think there were
3.
Yeah. Tiffany retained, and that's impressive. I mean, Charlotte. I think she almost showed her age a little bit, like she almost looked tired. She was too long of a match for her. So I'm curious. I love Charlotte. Like I love her to death. She's one of my favorite divas. I can't say diva. Favorite wrestlers of women wrestlers of all time.
I had Charlotte winning it, so I thought Ric Flair would have intervened with it somehow, some way.
No Ric Flair in the house. What the hell happened there?
No, that was a sight. That was a sight to see.
Yep. So that I had the winner there on that one. I did have Tiffany Stratton winning. So we both have 1 win each. We're not doing good.
No, not at all.
All right. First match of the night. That was Saturday night. Jey Uso outlasts Gunther to become the new WWE World Heavyweight Champion. Now, as a match, I thought it was a very good match. It was a little long, but a Gunther match usually tends to be a long match.
Yeah.
What I don't understand, and we saw this kind of play out on our page and on Facebook that night with some of our friends who either Jim, who it was on our show, or other people who just kind of, I'll say the right word, crapped on Jey Uso and saying he's not worthy of this. And for me, my opinion, he's worthy because he was relevant, he was healthy, and he was there. Like
Right.
he got the crowd. He may not be the best wrestler. I mean, was Roman when he first won the title? I don't think he was.
No.
Jay may not be the best, but he's very entertaining. You know,
Yeah.
this whole Yeet thing, like his only downfall, in my opinion, is he's not good on talking, because every other word that comes out of his mouth is Yeet. So,
I mean,
sorry,
he's selling it.
No. I just, wow. Randy Orton just came in the ring and knocked the crap out of John Cena. Wow.
Oh,
wow. Okay. Maybe Randy Orton coming after John Cena. I like this.
That's interesting.
I like that. Okay. Breaking news. John Cena's on his ass.
Breaking news.
That is so breaking news right now. Oh my God. Yes. And Randy's now up and he's yelling at the crowd. Yeah, he wants the title shot. Wow.
Nice. But didn't he just take what's his name's belt? Or that wasn't a title?
No, that wasn't a title match. We'll get to that. That was not a title match. So we will get to that. It's one of the last ones. Dominic Mysterio. This was the shock of the night. Pins Finn Balor to win the WWE Intercontinental Championship. Also in the Fatal 4-Way was Braun Breaker, the champion, and Penta. Now, number one, I noticed that was amazing. Maybe, I'm not sure if you noticed or not. You said you were watching Sunday. Is that this match, and I think it was Io's. Yes. It ended the same way. The winner jumps off the turnbuckle, does some type of fall, whether it's a frog splash or something, whatever Io does. I forget what Io does. But
I'll tell you one thing, I was tired of seeing a frog splash Sunday.
They did a lot of them. There was a lot of frog splashes. That's I can agree with that. I didn't think of that one, but yeah, I can definitely agree with that. There was a lot of frog splashes, and there was a lot of this ode to Eddie that, I'm sorry, Dominic should not be doing ode to Eddie. Like I get the shtick, but it almost taints the whole thing about Eddie Guerrero, you know?
Right.
But yeah, Dominic Mysterio won, and weirdly enough, and I saw this on the after show, was the fans seemed to turn to, you know, him winning now. Now they're behind him.
Yeah.
So now
I had Penta winning that.
Yeah, so. You did. And I think I had, hold on, let's see, what did I have? Oh no, I had Penta as well.
Oh. Yeah, we real good.
Yeah, we had Penta as well. So, but the fact that, like, I don't expect Dominic, and I'm probably not being Nostradamus here, but I don't think Dominic holds this too long.
Nah,
like Braun Breaker, if he doesn't have a re-thing to wrestle again for this title, like, yeah. Oh, who's coming out? Oh, it's coming out now.
I don't think he should have won it in the first place, honestly. I mean, the way that he won it, I think he got lucky.
I think they're breaking up the team. I really do. I think Liv, Raquel, and Dominic might be leaving that team. I think that it's going to split up. Yeah. It's just a matter of time how this happens, you know. And Liv, we'll get to that one. That's actually next. The next one, Becky Lynch replaces injured Bayley with Women's Intercontinental Champion Lyra Valkyria, defeat Liv Morgan, and I forgot to write her name, Raquel Rodriguez, for the women's tag team titles. So now Becky Lynch.
That was crazy too.
Yeah. Now, long story short, with Becky Lynch and Lyra Valkyria, you don't know too much, Brandon, because you didn't watch too much NXT, if I remember you saying correctly.
Correct.
So it had to be roughly 1 to 2 years ago. Becky Lynch was an NXT champion. She had gone down there and beat somebody. I forget who she beat. Stayed in NXT for a little bit, and then lost the match against Lyra. Now, Lyra and Becky are both Scottish. And Lyra, is like a decade maybe younger. So she watched Becky, and wanted to emulate Becky. Like, the fact that the two are now together, at least for a short time, is going to be very interesting to watch. So, yeah. And then, like Triple H said last night, he said Bayley will be fine. She'll be back. She'll figure herself out.
Right.
So, now, okay, the other match. Jacob Fatu defeated LA Knight. I think we both got that right. Yes, we did. That's our second win. That's our second win. It was a matter of time. Like, my wife was rooting for LA Knight. I told her, I said, I, in my heart, want LA Knight. I said, but from what I've seen, everything, how it's going, Jacob Fatu he's got to get a win. That just made sense. And it did work out there. That was pretty easy to figure out. Right?
Nice. Yep. Definitely.
Okay.
I mean, this could have went. That one could have went either way too.
Yeah, it could have. Now this one was a little sad.
I was upset. I was pissed.
Yeah, I mean, we got the win on this.
Yeah.
It's just I didn't like seeing the New Day become the new WWE World Tag Team Champions.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the War Raiders, I think that was the one team that they just didn't have it, like, for whatever reason.
Right. Okay. So, we got that one then.
Yeah, we got 3 wins. Drew McIntyre beats Damian Priest. That
just had me pissed off too. I think Damian Priest,
you and me both had Damian Priest.
He should have been on him when he wasn't, and I mean, I get it. I get why he lost, but you can't give him that type of leeway. You can't give McIntyre that type of you got to stay on him. You got to put him down when he's down. Mm-hmm. And I think he played with him too much, and that was his fault.
It might have been. It might have been. And I there was one in the middle I forgot to talk about. Jade Cargill defeats Naomi. Now that I felt was the worst match of Saturday. Like, it wasn't much of a match,
I didn't even see that one.
It wasn't much of a match. I love Jade, and she's a great wrestler, but for some reason it just wasn't a great match.
I think I had Naomi for that one, didn't I?
You did. I had Jade, so I'm up on you now 4-3. Mm-hmm. 3 more. One you weren't even in, so we won't even count it. Right. El Grande Americano defeated Rey Fenix, who replaced Rey Mysterio. We both had Rey Mysterio.
Yeah, I had Rey Mysterio. Yep.
So El Grande Americano, on Wikipedia and Google, they link him to Chad Gable. So
okay,
that's the whole shtick that they're going with now, that they think that Chad Gable's whatever, and I just don't know how they're going to go with this, because American Made is supposed to be American Made. Why are we getting away from American Made? Why is he doing this luchador crap?
Right.
One more match, or 2 more matches. Logan Paul defeats AJ Styles. Actually, that was a very good match.
Yeah, it was. It was very entertaining.
It was entertaining. There's no doubt about that.
Ooh, Jazz Tism, 2-run homer.
I just saw that. He got a 7th home run. So he's now tied with Judge.
That's crazy. Never seen that. Didn't see. Chisholm is up there. No, not Chisholm, but
Otani's got 6.
Grissom's got 6 too.
Mm-hmm.
Grissom might have 7.
Yeah, maybe. The Pat McAfee shows at the Raw. Of course they are. Bunch of posers. They're a bunch of posers. They really are.
I love Pat McAfee.
See, I love Pat. It's his guys that kind of weird me out. Gigi Dolan and Tatum Paxley from NXT are at the Raw. That's got me thinking something's going to happen with these two.
Okay.
And now Becky and Lyra are coming out. Are they fighting? They're in their gear. They might be fighting champs. This could be interesting. So, like I said, Logan actually looked good. Did you see that match?
Yeah.
I mean, Logan.
I was impressed.
He's respectable.
I was impressed. He's in great shape too.
I just can't stand the guy. Like he's an a-hole, verbatim. Like he's called himself. Right. I can't get behind him as a fan, but I can respect him as that he does well. Now his cockiness sometimes, and that's probably what gets me. Like, oh, I deserve to be here. I came from nowhere. We can Google that. We don't need you to tell us that. We can look that up ourselves. It's not necessary. Like you don't have to.
Didn't we? I think we both agreed on the Logan Paul winning that.
Yeah, I think so, and that would put me actually one up still on you. Yeah, we both got Logan Paul. They're wrestling them again. I guess they have a clause for a rematch clause. Okay, so Liv and Raquel have a rematch clause. I guess that's what it looks like. So that they're going to wrestle, I guess, the first match. That would be interesting. So last match, which was not posted anywhere on WWE because this was kind of thrown because Kevin Owens was supposed to wrestle Randy Orton. Now it went wild apparently online who was going to wrestle Randy Orton. I was thinking it was going to be Braun Strowman. I thought it might be who didn't wrestle. One of the luchadors. He's not a luchador. He's actually a who else? I thought one of the luchadors. I can't remember. Is part of the factions. But then Chris Karrion, who showed up, but he was there. You could have put Chris Karrion against Randy Orton. That would have been a heck of a match.
Yeah.
But Joe Hendry, who is he's very popular online. People love TNA. I'm not paying for it. I pay for enough stuff.
Right.
Like you gotta pay for TNA to watch this, and it's like just WWE needs to buy TNA so they could actually do this.
Right.
What do you? I thought it was a good match, and then it
was a good match.
He pinned him, and then he RKO'd him twice. I thought that wasn't more of an initiation, in my opinion. What do you think?
Yeah. Welcome to the WWE there, pal.
So
look at RKO. I mean, and it came out of nowhere. I think he did a little thing where he turned around.
Yeah.
The thing that he does, and then the crowd went crazy, and 2 seconds later he gets RKO.
Yeah, it's his snap. They call it the snap. So at least that's what I think they call it. But
something like that.
So I looks like I beat you by one. It was like 5 wins to 4 wins. So, but that's not a big one, big. Oh yeah, I did it. So now there's two things to talk about. Actually, 3 things. I don't have it written here. The third thing.
Wait, we should have been. Wait, we weren't even because I had to see. Wait, you picked Cena or you picked
You got Cena.
Yeah.
So that I'll do it right now. Cena, you got the win. We both got the loss. Liv Morgan. You picked Liv Morgan and Raquel. I had Becky or Bailey and Lyra. We lost that. We got that. So I'm 1 up still with that. So that's 3-2.
Yeah.
Let's see. Lost that.
Roman Reigns.
Oh, I'm up on 2 on you. You had Charlotte. I had Tiffany. We both had Fatu. We both had New Day. I'm up 3 on you. I had Jade Cargill. And you had Naomi. Okay, so I'm up 3 on you. Okay, so you made me count. I got you.
Here we go.
Now
I knew something wasn't right.
Yeah. So okay, so I got 3 more wins more than you. Anyway, so 3 things happened. I'll leave this up because I didn't write this down. 3 things happened. So the next PLE where John Cena will still be champ because it seems like that's what they're doing now. You're not wrestling for a championship of the major championships in between PLEs. So the next PLE is Backlash in St. Louis on May 10th. So that's going to be fun.
Who has the heavyweight championship right now?
That would be Jey Uso.
Oh yeah.
So Jey Uso will hold it probably, unless Gunther wants a redo. We'll see.
Yeah,
that might be tonight too. We'll see. Okay, I don't care about that. Let's see. Yes, and then Money in the Bank, which is one of the bigger events, is going to be in Los Angeles on Saturday, June 7th. Now, what's also going to be on June 7th is another event that WWE bought. It's called AAA Wrestling. It's out of Mexico. It's a bunch of luchadors. It's a lot. Yeah, so they bought them. That's going to be like a minor league that they're going to pull out of. And they're going to market. It's probably going to be either on Netflix or Peacock, and we're going to be able to see this wrestling.
Yeah. So there's going to be a lot of high flying.
It is, and it's going to be
a bunch of luchadors. Jesus.
June 7th is their PLE as well at 3:00. So you got
as if Mexicans don't already get stereotyped. Now there's about to be a bunch of flying Mexicans. Come on.
So 3:00 on June 7th. It will be the AAA WWE NXT mix. So all three rosters, anybody on WWE, anybody on NXT, and AAA will be at this event. So they're going to have certain people go to this event, and then they're also going to have Money in the Bank that night at 7:00. So what tends to happen with Money in the Bank, you get the two big matches for the titles, but then you'll also have the Money in the Bank for the men and the women. So that'd be interesting to see. We haven't seen Nia Jax. Expect to see Nia Jax in somewhere in this. Like, people forgot about her. I think she wasn't in. A lot of people weren't in WrestleMania for 14 matches. You didn't have that many people. It was only one fatal 4-way. It was only one triple threat. Everything else was a singles or a tag team match. So, hell, the tag team. What was it? The tag team titles that the I can't think of their names. See, they were on Friday night and I can't remember, but they were on and they weren't on WrestleMania. It's a little surprise. Like, those are really good. That's a really good contest of 4 or 5 different tag teams there. That could have been a free for all. I mean, that would have been great. I mean, just something, but I guess you can only do so much with, 7:00 start, but it ended at 11 or 11:30. I mean, it wasn't like time frame wasn't bad. Yesterday was a little bit longer. I felt like Saturday wasn't as long. Sunday was. So that definitely hurt my sleep last night too. I don't know about you, but hell,
no, I still got up.
That's why I got to start drinking. I got to drink this. I hate to promote the man, but his cherry freeze is really good. Oh my god!
Prime. Nothing wrong with Prime.
Like I said, I don't like the guy. I don't want to promote him. But you know where you want to see this? I found this in my supermarket. I paid $3 for it, but I felt it was worth it.
That looked good.
Aaron Judge 99.
Okay. Nice.
I'm gonna set that up somewhere. I
gotta love it.
No, yeah.
I never had one of those before, so
the cherry freeze is good. If you're into cherry, the cherry freeze is good.
Yeah, I might have to try one. Do it got a lot of sugar in it?
No. It has. Hold on, I'll look. The sodium is 20 milligrams.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. Total fat is 0.
Even better.
Carbohydrates is 5 grams.
Hell yeah. That's my type of drink.
That's not bad. And like I said, I'm trying not to go so fast because I'm taking Jardians and I don't want to have to go to the bathroom during the show. I don't want to do
Right. Yeah.
All right. I think that's everything with wrestling. Like, it was a lot. I mean, we talked 40 minutes. It's a lot of wrestling, but this was the big show,
Yeah. WrestleMania, biggest event.
Right now, the ladies are still fighting. Like,
Did we ever find out what the heck was going on with the Hardy Boys in the next thing?
NXT. Well, they're on NXT, so I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, maybe I might have to watch tomorrow night. I mean, there's something going on. I'm surprised they weren't on WrestleMania, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Now,
somebody just got hit by a pitch.
Uh-oh, that's not good. Who was it? Yankees or Guardian?
It was Guardians. Last name start with a P. I can't. Pacheco. It looked like Pinocchio, but it ain't.
Is his nose long? Anyway. Yeah. Okay. Lyra almost got pinned, but she got out. Oh, okay. It looks like, okay, so Becky got thrown from the top turnbuckle, and then Raquel took down Lyra, but Lyra came out. Okay. So the match is still going on. All right, we got Mets and Yankees had a good week last week. Both teams are in first place in their respective divisions. Congratulations, right? Amazing. Yankees 6-1. I mean, not talking about today, but Yankees are 6-1. Mets are 5-2. Us as New Yorkers and as New York fans, we couldn't ask for anything better.
Oh, most definitely.
This is what we're talking about. Now, I don't know how the Mets are doing. And this
pitching was looking good.
Yeah, Mets are playing at 7:10, or they started playing at 7:10. Whoever's watching us, if they can watch the Mets game and maybe tell us what's going on, I'd appreciate it. Because we do have a viewer. We've had a viewer now for about a half hour. I like that we have a viewer.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I don't know who it is. And they're not saying hi. But appreciate
one viewer.
Yeah, appreciate the viewer. You know, that it could be anybody from anybody on your side or a couple of my coworkers that, you know, are probably watching. Maybe he might be watching
Mets, top of the six. Okay. Top of the six, 2-0.
2-0 Mets.
Yep.
Wow. Beating up Aaron Nola. Oh, that's interesting. So, like, this is the Mets today. Aaron Nola versus Tyler McGill. McGill's actually got a very good ERA, 1.40. Aaron Nola. What if anybody drafted him? They probably dropped him like within 2 weeks. 6.65 ERA. Good Lord, that's insane. Terrible. That is. I mean, what?
How are you a major league pitcher with a
6.65? Well, that is Nestor Cortez too. Think about it.
Yeah.
Think about it.
Somebody should take them down.
Yeah, tomorrow is their better. Tomorrow is their better pitcher, so tomorrow might be a more interesting game. Christopher Sanchez versus Griffin Canning. Now, Griffin's been decent with a 3.43 ERA. So that's their games. Our game, unfortunately, I couldn't find tomorrow's, but I had today's, and Gavin Williams is kicking our butt. Gavin Williams 1-1, 4.29 ERA.
Oh, yeah.
And that Clark Schmidt ERA, I didn't know what after his first game was, but I'm sure it's up to like 8 or 9 now.
Yeah, definitely.
So I know Will Warren is pitching tomorrow. I did see that. So it's going to be a different game tomorrow too. Yeah.
Oh, but last time Warren pitched, I believe we had to take him out of the first inning, right?
Well, that was our only loss in the last 7 games. That's why.
I mean, we still got a shot right now. It's 4-6. Yeah. We got Yarbrough pitching.
Yarbrough pitching. So, I mean, the Yankees, it seems like with a couple of the pitchers we got, we're going to have to learn. Oh, we do have a comment. I'll get to that comment in a minute.
She's going to be pitching by committee.
Yep, exactly. Let's see who this comment is. Oh, it's Peter McDonald. Very nice. It's Pete. Knicks losing after 2. Okay, that's okay. I'm not worried about Okay, Pete, let me say this. And we'll get to basketball. And I was going to talk about this then. But with what happened on Sunday, I'm not worried about game 2. Okay. Let's see. Other baseball scores. MLB. There we go. Give me scores. So we got okay. That's not correct. That just says 0-0 Yankees. Hold on a second. Scoreboard
4-6.
update. There we go. 4-6, bottom of the 8th. Marlins, Reds. We got Marlins up on the Reds 3-0. Cardinals coming back after getting destroyed by the Mets, beating the Braves of all people 3-2. Mets
Braves
winning
aren't
2-0.
doing too good this year.
No, they are in last place with 8 wins. What the hell? Last place with 8 wins.
Yeah, terrible.
That's why I was waiting till. That's why I was waiting until you get the B-ball. Yeah, I'll get that. We'll get that in a minute. Okay, not a minute, but okay, Tigers. Oh wow, Tigers beating the Padres. That's going to be a wall banger. It's 6-4.
Detroit, yeah.
And then the last game of the night is 0-0 right now. Blue Jays and Astros. Both of those teams can implode, and I'm okay with that. So
I got the Blue Jays taking the Astros.
yeah,
I'm not
not
sure.
too many. Yeah, not too many games today. So not too many games today. All right. So Mr. Brian Hawk actually did an email, and very interesting one. That's why I wanted to talk about it. So he had a conversation with a guy that probably none of us Yankee fans know about, Fernando Cruz.
I feel like I've heard that name before.
Yeah, he's one of our relievers.
Okay, yeah.
So the conversation that Fernando Cruz has changed everything occurred this past spring when the Yankees reliever was well into his 6-week deep dive of tweaking his mechanics, hoping to make a good first impression with what he calls his dream team. We could be a dream team if we stop giving up runs in the first 4 innings.
Yeah.
Cruz says he did not panic about his poor spring performance, but the Yankees coaching staff was beginning to wonder when the changes might click in. That prompted bullpen coach Mike Harkey to take Cruz aside to chat with the 35. He's 35, so he's been around.
Yeah.
And changed everything and paved the way for the early season success. We haven't heard much about Cruz as a bad thing. So the fact that he must be pitching well if we haven't heard anything bad about him.
He's given us some pretty solid innings.
Mm-hmm. I mean, they said, thank God I took those 6 weeks to work on my craft for the first time. So obviously he's never done that before.
Right.
Uh-oh, something happened. Let's see. Hold on, something happened. What happened?
Senor Cruz.
Yep. Who won? Sorry about this.
With with wrestling.
They must have lost. Uh-oh.
Don't sound good.
Hold on a second. Did Lyra get pinned? Yep, they lost the titles after one day. And Becky went nuts. Wow. Becky went nuts and started beating up on Lyra. Oh, my God.
Damn.
She went to hug her. And then she kind of went Seth on her. If I can say that right. She kind of she did her hubby's thing. She's hugging her, and then boom, gave her a
clothesline.
Oh man! Wow, she is yelling. Titles. She is yelling at her. It's almost like I came back to help you out, and you can't do one thing. That's what it looks like. That's what it looks. Wow.
Got Ben Rice coming in top of the ninth.
Good thing I kept him out. Oh, he's going out. He was day to day. I don't know if he's hurt or not.
Nah, I guess he just did a at bat and didn't do good. So
she came back in after she left the ring and she's beating her up again. Oh my Lord! Wow.
Becky went postal.
Becky went postal indeed. Wow. Okay. So not much more about that. I mean, he was acquired from the Reds. That's how we got him. He was acquired from the Reds when we traded Jose Trevino to the Cincinnati. So that's how we got him. Is she going to stop? Okay, is she going to stop beating her? Nope, she's not going to stop beating her up. Oh my God, this is just keep going. Wow,
She's gonna stop. Nope, she's not gonna stop.
She's not stopping. Oh my goodness, she is not stopping. Anyway, more stuff from Blake. Okay, yeah, it's just a bunch of me helping my team, dream team, blah blah blah. Okay, so it's a lot of patting himself on the back. Okay, so let's tell you a question from Mr. Brian Hawks. We'll make this a game every week,
Yeah.
Which of the following Yankees was not involved in recording the final out of a perfect game? It's tricky. A. Scott Brocious. B. Josh Donaldson. C. Paul O'Neill. D. Bernie Williams. Pete, you can answer too. I don't know if you're a Yankees fan, but you could answer if you want.
I'm gonna say I'm going Bernie.
You're going Bernie? Pete, do you have an answer? Real quick. A, B, C, or D?
I feel like Bernie's been a part of a perfect game.
Well, it's not the question of being part of one. It's recording the final out. Three of these men have, one has not. I don't think Pete's going to answer. Okay.
I think Bernie has it.
You're correct. So Scott Brocious called David Cohen's final out in 1999. Donaldson fielded the grounded ball that ended Domingo Germán's 2023 perfecto. And Paul O'Neill made the catch that secured David Wells' perfect game in 1998. Oh, he commented. Did he get it right? Yep, he said D2. Okay, so you're both right. Both right with the D. Okay. Now let's go to NBA. NBA playoffs have started. Knicks with a comeback win on Sunday. We could talk about that. You watched that? Because I didn't watch that. I only saw the highlights.
I did. That was a great win.
Uh-huh.
It was a great win. It was
they were down by 20, right? They were down by 20.
Brunson and Carl Anthony Towns, as long as they're aggressive, I can see the Knicks because their defense is definitely up to par as far as Hart and what is it, Anobi?
Oh, OG, yes.
OG, Anobi is
OG and Anobi.
Anobi, yeah.
Yep. OG Anobi, he's got to be the third guy. He's got to.
Yes, definitely.
You got to have Brunson facilitating. You got to have Cat all over the place, honestly.
And we need that. They need that production from Miles Bridges off the bench too. So.
Oh yeah, I mean, if they can get the bench production from like the 6, 7, 8, and then 3, and then 4 and 5, whoever 4 and 5 are, it could be Josh Hart, it could be this person, it could be that person. Like, there's guys on the team that can do it, but can they do it to the level that they need to do it if they get to Boston?
Right.
That's the key. Like, we should. They'll surprise me. I'll say this: if they can sweep Detroit, when they didn't do well in the regular season, if they could step it up and sweep Detroit, that's a message to Boston that they're ready. They're ready. I think.
I wouldn't really say that per se because they still got a very, very large mountain to climb as far as because you still got Cleveland out there that's bulling. Orlando almost gave Cleveland a run for their money until they pulled away. Other than that, I don't know, Miami. Honestly, it just might be the Knicks in Boston or the Knicks in Cleveland. I think the Knicks can make it to at least the semi-conference finals.
Oh, Peter's saying Town has to make the first half better.
Oh, most definitely. Most definitely. They need a big man out. They need to start with Anthony Towns down in the paint, feed him. And then once they start penetrating and double teaming him, start kicking it out because everybody's going to be open once you start double teaming him. And everybody on the Knicks can shoot. So
absolutely. That's no doubt about that. So, I mean, what else we got? Let's see. Luka and the Lakers. NBA mean,
my Lakers got their behinds whooped.
Yeah,
most definitely did.
And Knicks are down by 5. I just saw that. Let's see. Let's go to the schedule.
But it's the Garden, though, too. You know, I mean, we're gonna see what happens when they take it back to Detroit if they can win on the road, because that's what it's gonna boil down to. Knicks are gonna, either way it goes, the Knicks are gonna have to play either Cleveland or the Celtics, and their home crowds are no joke. So, neither is the Garden.
Hold on. Why did Raw go away? What the hell? I don't know why Raw went away. I can't watch Raw. Okay. Anyway, I'll have to watch that later. Another comment from Pete. He steps up at the end, but by games shouldn't be that close. That's true.
Right.
That's very true. Pete knows his Knicks stuff. Pete knows his Knicks stuff.
They got to hit the floor running.
Yeah, they do. All right, what other games we got? With Cleveland versus Miami. Miami kept it close, but not as close as they probably should.
Right. Miami shouldn't even be in the playoffs right now.
You don't think so? I don't know.
Neither should the Grizzlies. Neither should Atlanta. Like, these are teams that, I mean,
but yeah, you have 8 teams. You gotta have 8 teams.
Right. I mean, it's that play-in tournament.
Yeah. Well, no. Remember, think about it. Even if they didn't have the play-in, 7 and 8 would still be in it, and 7 and 8 would probably still be those 2 teams, at least in the East. So, I mean, Boston and Orlando. Orlando shocked me not scoring 100 points. Like, Celtics obviously have a good defense, and they shut them down.
Yeah.
Knicks, okay, that was.
So Orlando was probably going to be a sleeper team, but they're all young. Also got to take in consideration Detroit's young.
Yeah.
Orlando's young. Atlanta is young. The Grizzlies are young. Like, these are all. They're pretty much always one and done when they get to the playoffs, because they don't have that experience, that continuity that they need when it's crunch time. Well, that's why they always say that the playoffs is a whole nother level compared to
it is. Well, that's why I'm a little surprised with game 1. Now, granted, it was in Indiana. Milwaukee didn't. They got old quick. They didn't have their players, and they just couldn't play.
Well, Milwaukee will be fine when Damian Lillard comes back.
Yeah, but is he coming back?
They said he's expected back, if not this game, the next one. So he's expected back by game 3.
By game 3 Friday. Okay. But they could be down 2-0 and going home. That could be interesting. Like, Halliburton's not. He's a bad dude.
Yeah, and the whole thing is Indiana won, and Halliburton didn't hit not 1-3. I think it was 0 for 4, 0 for 6. I can't remember exactly.
So
but he didn't hit not 1-3.
So they basically won without Halliburton. Go figure.
Pretty much.
Okay.
I mean, he still had like 15, 16 points, 10 assists.
Yeah.
Because he knows how to affect the court in other ways other than scoring. Boy.
Well, now I see why you said about Memphis. My God. 131-80. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Wow. 51 points. My God.
You stop Ja Morant and you stop Jackson Jr. and the rest of that team it's a sinking ship.
Now, this is the one I think I picked the upset, and I think you might have agreed with me. The Warriors winning 95-85. I think the Warriors can win this in 4. Rockets are not as strong, too. They're just not. Yeah. They're not as strong.
I think I had Golden State taking the Rockets out.
So we both got it then. Okay, we both got it. Okay. Lakers, Minnesota. A little surprised the Lakers can't score 100 points at home. Like,
they were flat. They were flat. They were flat. They look old. Other than Luka, Austin Reeves didn't do anything spectacular. They couldn't get anything going from the bench. There were times in the game where they brought it close, but they were just overpowered. They were over. Timberwolves were way too physical. Well, not too physical, but more. They were the more physical team. I expect a complete 180 from the Lakers.
Do you think Alex Rodriguez had anything to do with them winning, having a little, pump up with Anthony Edwards and all those guys in that locker room? Like as the athlete owner, I wonder if that has something to do with it.
I mean, a pep talk is always going to be a pep talk, no matter who it comes from. I mean, Anthony Edwards is they mark him as being somewhat close to being the new face of basketball once LeBron James leaves.
I get that.
So he came out and he did what he was supposed to do. But the thing with LeBron is it's LeBron. And then we're talking about Luka, one of the best scorers in the league. You're not gonna Luka still had over 30 points.
Wow.
Can't stop him. They gotta lock it down on defense, and I believe they could.
Wow.
I believe that the Lakers can still turn this around.
Okay.
They just got to be more physical. They got to stop.
So you're saying
can't use the word, but
yeah,
that footing around.
This is the one that could go 7. Is that what you're saying? Like everything else is probably not going to go 7. This is the one that could go 7.
If it goes 7, that's going to be a problem for the Lakers because they need LeBron needs as much rest as possible.
I'll say this: if it goes 7, that's what we're talking about. May 5th. That's
Cinco de Mayo. shout out to all the Mexicans that I was just talking about flying through the air and stuff. My birthday is Cinco de Mayo.
Oh, your birthday's on May 5th?
Yep, I'm a Mexican at heart.
Oh, wow. So are you going to be able to be on your birthday?
Oh, of course.
Okay. I know. Hey, if someone's taking you out, your wife's taking you out, the kid's taking you out, I don't want to. I can get Pete to, if you want.
Yeah. We bring Pete on anyway.
Yeah, we can bring Pete on. Exactly. Let's see. On the last one, Denver and Clippers. Wow, that went in overtime. That could go to
That's
7.
Going 7 games. That series is going 7 games.
2 games going 7. And
but then again, if
that's not good for Jokic.
If the Nuggets win tonight, I don't know. Because Clippers has a shot.
Yeah.
Like I said, I think I got Clippers and Lakers for the Western Conference Finals, if I'm not mistaken.
Nah.
And I might change that. Because Golden State surprised me. Golden State. I mean, I know they're gonna get past Houston, but
yeah.
If Steph and Butler can keep this up,
I think that's why I think they're making past the first round. And then they're 7. They would be playing the 3 seed. No, 7. 2 plays 3. Yeah, 3 or 6. So, wow. So, could you imagine Golden State versus Minnesota? Like, wow.
Yeah, that'd be
wow.
And I'm taking Golden State over Minnesota all day.
Yeah. I think I took the Lakers, but I think I took Golden State over the Lakers. I just think there's something special about that team that they're figuring it out. So,
yeah.
And then
Lakers better get on the ball.
Like if Jokic somehow has to play 7 games, do you think he's going to be healthy enough to play Oklahoma City? I don't.
Yeah. I think he will.
You think he will? He'll gut it out?
I think it depends. If he has ailing injuries,
yeah.
And then another thing we got to watch out for is Boston. Jaylen Brown
he's hurt?
a bruised knee. Yeah, he's got a bruised knee. And Jason Tatum has a wrist. So, bearing any setbacks, God forbid,
you're making me happy right now. Don't do that.
Real chippy if Jaylen for some reason and Tatum like I said, God forbid if something happens to them, which I don't want it because that wouldn't make it interesting it would for you because the Knicks.
Oh yeah, Knicks, absolutely. We'll see. We'll have next week to talk about that.
Definitely got a lot of games left.
Oh yeah, we'll probably have some finals of one and going into another, but we'll definitely have something.
Good.
Last but not definitely the last topic. Now that we have Pete on, I expect to see comments now. The NHL regular season is over. He is a big Rangers fan, so he knows his stuff about
Rangers.
NHL. So Rangers are out. We fired our coach. The only local team in the playoffs is the New Jersey Devils. So
shout out to the Devils, even though I can't stand y'all.
I don't like the Devils either, and trust me, I think of all the hate, Pete might hate the Devils the most.
I have family that are from Jersey, so
do you?
my only respect lies with the family that like the Devils, not the Devils
Gotcha.
themselves.
So let's go to the. Let me pull the NHL up. Let's see.
That was hot.
So right now we have Capitals over Canadians 2-0. That's one of the first games. It's 4 games tonight in the playoffs. Jets and Blues are tied at 1. Avalanche play the Stars tonight, and Oilers play the Kings. So let's see the playoff. Let's see the playoff bracket. Who do the Devils have first? Let's see. Stanley Cup Finals. Devils play. They're the number 3 seed playing the Hurricanes. Okay.
Interesting.
So, yeah, Peter, here's your question. Do you think the Devils can beat the Hurricanes? I'll wait for the answer. Yes or no?
I don't got the Devils making it to the second round.
No? So you got them losing to the Hurricanes.
I hope they lose to the Hurricanes.
See, I
don't want to. I don't need that buzzing in my ear every day. Oh, yeah, the Rangers didn't do it, but the Devils didn't. No, that's almost up there with the Islanders and
yeah. See, that's why I feel the Capitals, maybe minus the Maple Leafs, will be the best team in the East, and the Vegas Golden Knights tend to be the best team always. I don't know why, but they are.
Pulling for the Capitals actually, just overchecking.
And that's a good story. Ovechkin, So Ovechkin getting to he wasn't okay. He might have been on the Capitals too. If you're going back in the day, Pete's my age, maybe. I think Pete, you told me a little bit older. Olachek, Olachek. Who was Olachek on the Capitals? I think this is what he said. I think it will be close, but he said, "Oh, he thinks the Devils will win." Okay, so he thinks the Devils will win. So the Carolina leads the series 1-0, but that never holds. So
right. You know what?
Okay, he said Caps will win, but will they win the whole thing, or will they win the Eastern Conference? How far do you think the Caps go?
I think they can make it out of the East if they're the first seed.
Yeah, Peter, your question to you too.
They're first seed. They'll make it out of the East.
Well, there's 2 first seeds. There's what it is. If you look at ESPN, they have the bracket for it's a 1, 2, 3, 4 of one bracket and 1, 2, 3, 4 of another.
Right.
He says I believe so. So okay, so Peter thinks that the Capitals win the whole thing. Okay. Like I said, I know I've heard a lot about the Golden Knights. I've heard a lot about the Kings.
The Golden Knights are. Like I said, I was in Vegas when I think that was your first year.
Yeah.
And aren't they the reigning? No, they're not the reigning champs, are they?
I don't know on that one. Let's see. Let me go to standings. Maybe
didn't the Panthers win last year?
Let's see. Let me go. I could actually.
Or did the Panthers just beat the Knicks? I mean, the Rangers.
The Panthers won the Atlantic last year. Rangers won the Metropolitan, but the Rangers didn't win. Dallas Stars and Vancouver Canucks won the Central and Pacific. Let's see.
Was it the Avalanche? No, Avalanche. Colorado won 2 years prior.
Check it won't give me the playoff bracket from last year. Okay. Interesting. Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, it only gives me preseason too. Let's see. Wild card.
I'm gonna say. I think it was.
Yeah. So New York was 1. Panthers were 1. The wild cards last year were Tampa Bay and Washington. So Washington wasn't as good last year. You had Dallas, Vancouver, and Nashville. Vegas was a second wild card. So they were 45-29 with 98 points. There's a lot of teams up there with over 90 points last year. Yeah, Rangers just weren't that team this year. So
at all.
No.
I knew that halfway through the season.
Yeah, I think Pete would have said that too, probably. All right, so this is going to be interesting to watch. I'll have to get more information on NHL playoffs down the road because there will be more to talk about. I don't have anything else, dude. Do you have anything? Is there anything that like I there's really nothing else to talk about. Like, there's the Pope was the big thing, and then at WrestleMania, that there's really not MLB other than what's been going on. Football's coming. Okay,
Football's coming Thursday.
Yep. So this is what I was gonna say. Next episode, I haven't set it up yet, but it will be set up probably tomorrow.
Okay.
April 24th, 2025, around 8 p.m. I'm actually going to put it at 7:45, but we don't necessarily won't be starting at 7:45. It's a New York Sports Story 2025 NFL Draft Special. We're talking everything draft for as long as we can go.
From the rooter to the tutor.
There's no end until we say it's the end. So if you can stay with us, that's great. If you can't,
get your popcorn.
Number three pick. Number three.
There will be restroom intervals in between.
There might be. We might have to stop and just go for a minute, and I think it'll all stay. But yeah, Thursday is going to be interesting. Like I've never done this before. I can't wait to do something like this.
It's going to be fun.
Yeah. Like I got to see where I can get NFL Network or ABC. Maybe I could be able to watch it. Just to see. I don't have to have it on. I don't have to have it. The video on, but or not. I don't have to have the audio on, which is perfect.
Get your Yetis ready.
Oh, I'll
water bottles.
I'll have like 5 primes with me. I'll tell you right now.
Get your almonds ready.
I don't know if I can snack too. Well, that's gonna mess up my talking.
I'm kind of eating blackberries, kind of, throughout this thing because I had a softball practice. So
gotcha. So next episode.
Shout out to the Salina Bombers, the little league that my daughter plays for. They're gonna be good this year.
There you go. I'm hoping my kid's good. Like he's a good fielder. He's just not the best hitter. He told me this weekend, and it was an interesting thing he said. It got me thinking. He says, I can't hit these kids because I'm used to hitting off the coaches.
Right.
I said you have to shift your mentality. The coaches want you to hit. The kids are trying to strike you out. You have to switch that mentality. So like I'm hoping that he talks to his coach and says something. Because I just can't be there. But
you could do what I did for my daughter. Like this is her first time playing softball. So you know what I did Saturday? I took it to the batting range.
That's what I wanted to do.
Cage. I had her hitting. And I had her at least making contact with 67-mile-an-hour fastball.
You did send me that one pick. Yeah, I did see that.
Yeah.
So I wanted to do that. I looked actually for a couple places. There wasn't many around, and now I don't have my sons until Memorial Day weekend. So because he's got games every weekend. So
right.
So that's what happens when they live in one state and I live in another.
Right.
But all right, that's pretty much it. Like I said, this Thursday will be the big show. We're going 2+ hours. Giants pick at 3, Jets pick at 7, Cowboys pick at 6. Eagles pick at 32. Those are the ones I know. We know there's 4 people: Cam Ward, Travis Hunter, Abdul Carter, Shador Sanders. Those are the 4 we're going to be looking at. Where are they going?
It's going to be interesting.
Does Shador drop? Or does Shador
we move back into the first round?
And will Shador be there? Or will we get Shador at 3 and will all hell break loose? Yeah,
I'm okay with either 4.
Oh, I forgot to talk about that. I forgot to talk about this. Peter talked to me about this on Wednesday. Did you ever hear about that?
Catcher balk?
A catcher balk. Have you ever heard of that?
I've heard of it.
Okay,
but I haven't. I think didn't we just recently have a catcher balk?
No, not that I'm aware of. But a catcher, Pete, explain what a catcher block is. He's the one that showed me. It was at a high school.
Oh,
and
okay.
It happened where, if I remember correctly, what he said, the catcher dropped the ball and kind of pushed the ball away. Like it's almost like it's a voluntary mislead of trying to, extend the game or whatever. It's something stupid. Like let me see if I can look this up. Let me go to Google. Hold on. There's got to be a definition for it. Catcher block.
Never seen a catcher block. I've heard the term.
Here we go.
2 or 3 times.
Here we go. This is where I'm starting to love Google every day. Search Labs AI overview. A catcher's block is a common but unofficial term in baseball to describe a situation where a catcher's action, specifically leaving the catcher's box before a pitch, leads to a balk being charged to the pitcher.
Why the hell would the catcher do that, though?
Yeah, and this is what, if the catcher uses any part of his equipment, correct. So while not officially a catcher's block in the rule book, it's a way to describe when a catcher's actions contribute to a balk violation. I tell you, Peter brought it up to me. I'd never heard it before, and it apparently happened in a high school game.
I think that's the only time it's gonna. I don't.
And as he says, to stop the ball.
Yeah, I don't see that happening in the majors, though.
No, in the majors, I don't. But in a minor league and or high school, college, yeah, it could happen.
I get that. I could understand why that would happen.
Let's see.
In college and in the minors.
So this it looks like this actually happened in the majors. Hold on. Giants catcher and I know Kurt Casale. Giants catcher Kurt Casale. Am I cheering? I'm not cheering for anybody. Why did I go away? It gets charged with the ultra rare catcher's balk. Okay, so I'm watching the video. The ball bounces. Oh, he used his helmet to stop. That's the catcher balk. He used his helmet to stop the ball. That's what Peter told me last week. You cannot use your helmet. You have to use your glove. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the dumbest.
Kirk Casale did it 4 years ago as a Giant catcher. So
you got a glove on. So you mean to tell me that you would rather do this instead of?
I agree.
It doesn't make any sense. Maybe he did it showing off. I don't know. I can't wrap my head around that one.
Yeah, it's a weird one. I mean, I will say, Pete, I don't know if we're ever going to see it, but anything's possible. But yeah, Pete, keep coming back on. You gave us a lot of good stuff, Pete. I tell you, you definitely gave us a lot of good stuff. Yeah,
appreciate that.
Yeah, Pete's one of my bowling friends from Wednesday Night Mixed. So I'll see him tomorrow. Oh, no, not tomorrow. I'll see him Wednesday. Tomorrow's Tuesday. That's right. So, yeah.
I don't know. Maybe we should keep this 8 o'clock thing going. We've been looking out the past 2 8 o'clock sessions.
So far. Yeah, I don't know if Pete was on last week. But he said he didn't watch. Oh, we were on Tuesday, weren't we, last week?
No, we went 8 o'clock last week.
So we were on Tuesday 2 weeks ago.
We were on Tuesday the week before, yeah.
That's right. Okay. So, yeah, I mean, I don't mind 8 o'clock. I mean, especially if you're still having, these things
softball.
With softball. Yeah. Now, you having softball on Thursday or no?
No.
Okay.
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
So then, like I said, well, I'll set the time for 7:45. Let me get back to the banner. There we go. I'll set the time for 7:45, and then we'll just go on when we feel we're ready to go on. I want to make sure we're set. We have all our books, all our material that we could talk about. Another comment from Peter.
I'm gonna be in full Giants gear.
Yeah, I'm wearing it now. I might have to rewash this. He's saying that should be charged to the catcher, not pitcher. Well, that being said, it's probably true that it should be charged to the catcher. Unfortunately, what do you charge the catcher with? I mean, it's an error. I mean, maybe you charge him with an error, like that. That's a possibility. But like, what do you charge a fielder with? Like, a balk is a pitcher's thing, you know? So, and there's a stat for that. They have stats for balks. You know, I don't see them having a catcher balk.
Lindor just had a dinger.
He's got a hop. See you Wednesday. Yep. I'll see you Wednesday, Pete. Yep. All right. So that's the show. We will be on 7:45 or somewhere or around 8 o'clock. We will be only talking 2025 NFL Draft. So this is Chaz.
Brandon.
We are out. We will talk to you then. Peace out.